Welcome back to the Fell Engine project, where I'm building a 3.5 inch gauge live steam locomotive to my own drawings. In this episode, I machine the axle boxes for the traction drive system. If you want to see more details about the traction system and how it works, check out my video, How Does a Fell Engine Work? I start work over at the horizontal bandsaw, cutting brass square bar into shorter lengths that will become 4 axle boxes each. Machining 4 together saves time, with least machining required. Once the cutting's complete, it's time to head over to the mill. The brass bar is loaded in the mill vise, and a 50mm carbide face mill is used to square the block and reduce it to its final size. This is done with several passes. Once the 4 sides are squared, I use a 12mm carbide end mill to square the end of the block. The squared end of the block is then located on a parallel in the mill vise. Once the vise is tightened, parallel can be removed. I then double check the setup with a square. The centre of the block is then found using an edge finder. First finding one side, zeroing the digital readout, then finding the other side, at which time the half function can be used to find the centre. This is then repeated for the y-axis. With the centre found, the table is located on the centre of the part. I start the drill hole with a spotting drill and then follow that with a 9.5mm drill. With the hole now drilled right through the block, next up I use a reamer to open the hole out to 10mm. I run this at a low RPM, well lubricated. At this point, the block is cut into individual axle boxes on the horizontal bandsaw. cut axle boxes are located in the 4-jaw chuck on the lathe. I use a dial indicator to centre the part on the internal bore. With the dial indicator, I'm using a Starrett 670 hole attachment which allows centering on an internal bore. The 4-jaw chuck has independent jaws which can be separately adjusted to accurately align the part. The centering of this part is not overly critical, as the feature being machined doesn't affect its operation. The face is squared and the feature formed. With this face complete, the lathe file is used to remove any sharp edges. The part is then removed from the lathe and flipped over. It's then reinserted using a pair of parallels to set the depth. I have the digital readout set up so each of the 8 parts have the exact same depth. Material is removed until a part is on size. With the part on size, it's removed from the lathe and deburred. The turned axle box is then located in the mill vise again. The back face is located with the edge finder. A 6mm end bell is then used to cut the 7mm slot required on each side of the block. This is cut in 2 passes, stepping over before the return cut. With all 8 axle boxes complete, it's time for assembly. This requires removal of the subframes, so the axle boxes can be slid in. Parts are then reassembled. One other thing to note, when I finished machining the axle boxes, I filed a small bit of relief into the guide slots to allow for the engagement of the wheels to the centre rail. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share. Catch you next time.